Sometimes the fear instilled from a starship class doesn't come from that class itself, but from the sheer incompetence of those that control it. Such is the case with the Pakled Clumpship. But what's the story behind this thrown together hodgepodge starship design? Well, today we'll find out. Hello and welcome to another episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon, a Star Trek web series that dives into the history of any given topic, using beta canon sources and my own imagination to fill in the gaps. In today's episode, we're continuing our spooktacular starship event for the month of October by taking a look at the Pakled Clumpship, as first seen in Season 1 of Star Trek Lower Decks, to better understand its place in Star Trek history. But of course, and as always, because this is just a bit of beta canon, all information relayed should pretty much be taken with a grain of stardust, and only considered a little bit of Star Trek fun. And so, with all that out of the way, let's begin. The Pakleds are a species known for their limited intelligence and simplistic way of life. No one quite knows how the Pakled even achieved space travel, but it's generally believed that the Pakleds found a downed starship somewhere in their home star system, and replicated that ship's technology to allow them to travel the stars. This idea in itself, more recently, has become less likely, given again the Pakled species' intelligence as a whole, leading some to believe that the Pakled's journey to spacefaring had been jump-started by an unknown outside entity. Regardless of how they ventured into space, the point is, they did. And once there, they began to cause havoc in the Alpha and Beta quadrants by enacting several schemes to allow them to acquire more advanced technology to include within their starship designs. The Klingon Empire, the Romulan Star Empire, the Ferengi Alliance, and even the United Federation of Planets would fall prey to their schemes. In 2365, a Pakled starship sent out a distress call to lure the USS Enterprise D into a trap, which would allow them to acquire more Federation technology. Sending their chief engineer, Geordi LaForge, over to the vessel to help fix the Pakled ship, the Pakleds kidnapped LaForge, but eventually returned him after the Enterprise demonstrated its force with a harmless pyrotechnic display involving the Enterprise's Bussard collectors. Over the next decade and a half, the Pakled would continue their deceptive practices with varying degrees of success. But by the early 2380s, the Pakled would unveil their latest starship design, the Clumpship. Sitting at a length of approximately 555 meters, the Pakled Clumpship would be designed to be operated by a varying amount of crew, consisting of anywhere from 100 to 400 Pakled officers and crew members. Starting off as a Mondor-class starship, the Pakleds would add components and technologies from over 30 different species, and yet the Pakled Clumpship seemed to function well, a remarkable feat given the disparate nature of those said technologies. And although the idea of the Clumpship was standard, the configurations of such starships would vary from vessel to vessel. Most of the major galactic powers would have an edge over the Clumpship design in terms of speed. Pakled Clumpships would only have a standard safe cruising speed of warp factor 5, with an emergency maximum speed of warp factor 8. Some Pakled Clumpships have been known to reach velocities in excess of its emergency maximum speed. However, with an inferior structural integrity field system, most often, these vessels of the class would begin to fall apart, forcing the Pakled vessel to drop out of warp or to be destroyed. Tactically, the Pakled Clumpship was well armed, containing phaser emitter banks and arrays from various species. The Pakled Clumpship would also contain various torpedo launching systems, all of which were capable of firing various projectile weaponry. Shielding for the Pakled Clumpship was complex to say the least, with each major component containing its own set of shield emitters from that component's native species. The Pakled Clumpship would simply have various shield bubbles active when their shields were raised. Of course, this in itself was an inefficient way of shield power management, but again, seemed to work for this starship design. A major part of a Pakled's life being the acquisition of technology through any means necessary, oftentimes found Pakled Clumpships sifting through space debris looking for any valuable technology. As a result, the Pakled Clumpship had some of the most impressive salvage technology. Starship grapplers and state-of-the-art tractor beam systems would allow the Clumpship to quickly and easily sift through debris, and at the same time could be used as a weapon of sorts to throw objects it acquired at a target with very little effort. The United Federation of Planets has never really thought of the Pakled species as a threat. As such, when the Pakleds began to use their Clumpships to obtain Federation technology in the 2380s, Starfleet was unsure what exactly to do about it. Unbeknownst to the Federation, the Pakleds' homeworld had been virtually stripped of all resources by the Pakleds, and rather than simply asking the Federation for help, the Pakled turned to their old tried-and-true method of deception in order to obtain Federation assistance. On stardate 58130.6, the Pakled homeworld was destroyed by a Veruvian bomb that was apparently planted by Klingon extremists alongside Federation Captain Carol Freeman of the USS Cerritos. After an extensive investigation, it was discovered that the evidence concerning Freeman was actually fabricated, and that the destruction of the planet was done by the Pakleds themselves, in order to trick the Federation into relocating them to a new resource-rich planet. Although the true nature of their subterfuge was revealed, the Federation would nonetheless assist the Pakled to relocate to a new planetary system well out of harm's way of any other major species. This in itself would begin the process of peace and understanding for both sides, eventually leading the Pakled into joining the United Federation of Planets as valued members. Created to further their own goals of acquiring technology to make them go, the Pakled Clumpship became somewhat of a marvel to behold, with the galaxy's top engineers still in confusion as to how the vessels themselves actually functioned at all, earning the Pakled Clumpship its eyebrow-raising place in galactic history. Thank you for watching today's episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon. What do you think of the Pakled Clumpship, the Pakled themselves, and the historical narrative that I've created here? Do you want to see more videos like this one? Well, leave your comments in the section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, hitting that little bell icon so you won't miss a single video we release. Want to help the channel find things to make it go? Then consider becoming a channel patron, a major help that allows this channel to purchase resources and 3D models to keep it going. The link to our Patreon account is in the description below. Thanks again for watching, live long, and another Enterprise!